Hello guys, myself Ankita. Today we will see another problem on LeetCode. Remove duplicates from the sorted list. Problem number 83. So what's the question? Given the head of a sorted linked list. So they have given a linked list that is sorted already. That means the elements in the linked list are in the increasing order. Delete all the duplicates such that each element appears only once. Then the linked list sorted as well. So what? So in the given example you can see a linked list given 1, then again 1, and it's heading to 2. So you have to return a linked list such that it should contain unique elements. So they give us the linked list is in sorted format that's given in the question, and have to return the linked list with the removal of these duplicates. You can see one is appearing twice. So the output uh, should contain only one once and then two. So where you can see duplicates has been removed and all the elements are occurring only once. So unique elements has been occurring here. So that was the given question. So if we take this example as well, you can see 1, then again 1, then 2, 3, 2, and 3 and 3. So here as well, 1 is appearing twice, so that should be appeared only once in the resultant list. Then 2, only once. So keep it as it is. And you can see here 3 is appearing twice, so that should be written only once. So this is the resultant linked list which you have to return. So how do we go ahead with this problem? So at first we have a head in the given question they told the pointer head is pointing to the head of the linked list. So we cannot use this head for traversing through the linked list because if head points to the end of the linked list, then you cannot return linked list later at the end, right? You have to return the resultant linked list. That's why we'll create at first one dummy node called temp that is pointing to head. List node temp is pointing to head. So once we have the list node temp pointing to head, let me just copy this and paste it here. Okay, yeah. So imagine we have this question, right? So at first, temp will be pointing here, as I told, head. And until the temp dot next is not equal to null, temp dot next is not equal to null, you traverse to the linked list. So while traversing, what you have to check? You have to check whether if temp dot val, the current value, is equal to temp dot next dot val, temp dot next dot val, next dot val. So what are we doing is temp dot next is here, right? You have to check whether the values at both these points are same or not. If they are same, then what you have to perform? In that case, you have to create another node called skip. So that skip will be pointing to temp dot next, this point. So why are we creating one more node called skip that is pointing to temp dot next is you have to skip this node and you have to make the pointer pointing to the next element to this. That is nothing but now temp dot next will be pointing to what? Which is node this is script dot next. So ideally what are we doing is let me just erase all these things. Yeah, ideally what we are doing is initially we have the head pointer pointing to the head of the linked list, right? But we cannot use that head pointer because we are travel if we traverse to the linked list at the end we have to return the resultant linked list, this thing. But head will point to be at the end of the linked list, you cannot return that. So you'll create a dummy node called temp. And temp until temp dot next is not equal to null, we traverse to the linked list and we compare each temp with the temp dot next value. If those values are same, then what you have to do? You have to skip this element and you have to move the pointer pointing to the skipped element. next value, right? So that's why what you do is you create a node called skip. In that, it should contain one. One is nothing but temp dot next. So skip will contain temp dot next. So once skip is containing this value, no skip is pointing here, right? Temp dot next. Now what you have to perform? Now you have to point temp dot next to temp dot next, that is here. This is temp dot next to skip dot next. The skip dot next is this. So pointer, instead of pointing to skip, that is temp dot next, it will point to skip dot next. So temp dot next will become skip dot next. You're just ignoring this node and making the pointer pointing to the next element to this ignored node. So that is done here. If in case if temp dot val is not equal to temp dot text dot val, that's not an issue. You just move the pointer ahead temp equal to else or else part. In that case, temp dot val will not be equal to temp dot next dot null. In that case, you just move go with the next pointer. So there is nothing but temp equal to temp dot next. At last, what you have to return? You traverse this until the end of the array. At last, you have to return head. That head will be pointing at the beginning of the linked list. So let me code this example now. So as I said, we have to create a node, list node temp that is pointing to head. Why are we creating? Because to traverse to the linked list, right? So once you have this, at first you have to check for the base case condition. That is nothing but if head is equal to null, or head dot next is equal to null. In such case, you just need to return head. If head is equal to null, that is empty list. If head dot x is equal to null, that means it's containing one element. In that case, you do not to perform anything, right? No duplicate will be found, so you just return head. If this is not the case, then you check while uh, this dummy node should be created after the base case, because first you check the base case. If base case passes only, then go for the creation of the temp node. So while temp dot next is not equal to null, so if here you have to check if temp dot val is equal to temp dot next dot val. If temp is pointing here, temp dot val is equal to temp dot next dot val. If they are equal, then what we have to do to skip this duplicate value, you create a node and you make the pointer pointer to the next node to the duplicate node. So create a node called skip that is pointing to temp dot next. As I like explained here, I'll clearly explain it. Yeah, temp and temp dot next will point here, right? You create a skip that is pointing to temp dot next, and you have to make the pointer pointing to the next node to the skip node. So you once you create the node, the skip will contain what? Nothing but skip equal to temp dot next. Yeah, that has been here only we have initialized that. And then what do you perform? Skip dot next will be equal to temp dot text will be equal to skip dot next. Temp dot temp dot next means this pointer that will point to the skip dot next. Skip dot next is skips next is here. So temp dot next will be equal to skip dot next. Fine. If this is not the condition, else then temp equal to temp dot next. Why temp equal to temp dot next? That means you can take into consideration this case. Temp will point here, right? You check whether temp is equal to temp dot next value. Are they equal? No. Then you just move the temp value that we perform temp equal to temp dot next. So at the end you have to return head. because head is the node which we didn't modify, right? We modified 10th node, which is pointing to head. Now we'll run this. Yeah, test cases has been accepted. You could see the duplicate nodes has been removed in this case also. Now we'll submit and check. Yeah, problem has been successfully solved. So if you have any doubts, please drop out in the comment section. We'll come up with another video in the next session. Until then, subscribe to the channel and share the videos and like to the videos as well. Until then, keep learning. Thank you.